Phantasialand has been near the top of my theme park bucket list ever since I became an enthusiast. And recently, I finally got the chance to visit for the very first time. Of course, I wanted the full experience, which meant staying on site at one of their amazing themed hotels. Phantasialand has three incredible hotel options, and these include Hotel Lingbao, Charles Lindbergh, and finally, Hotel Matamba. Matamba is seen as the more budget-friendly option, but it's got fantastic reviews. In this video, I'll give you a full review of Hotel Matamba, from the room and the facilities, to breakfast and the overall value. And at the end, I'll be giving it a star rating across 4 categories, so we can see how it compares to other theme park hotels I'll review in the future. So, let's head inside. Hotel Matamba opened up in 2008 and sits at the southern side of the park. The moment you step inside, you're immersed in its African-inspired theming. The lobby is filled with rich textures, wooden carvings, and earthy tones, all under large skylights that give the space a warm and welcoming atmosphere. I stayed in one of the standard rooms in room 1305. On first impression, it's spacious, clean, and continues the African theme. The bed is big and very comfortable, with fresh bedding and dual duvets, which I've noticed is quite common across Europe. You also get a TV above the desk, a lounge chair, and even a copy of the Ruckberg Gazette, which I thought was a really nice little touch. There's hanging space for clothes and a luggage area, so there's plenty of storage too. The bathroom's quite simple, but it was absolutely spotless. You get a walk-in shower, which had fantastic water pressure, a granite sink, and Priya toiletries provided. Everything felt fresh and well kept, even though the hotel's been around for a while. Under the sink, they also provided a hairdryer, tissues, extra towels, and toilet roll. One of the highlights for me was the view. Even in a standard room without a balcony, I could see Black Mamba right outside, which was pretty special. After a busy day in the park, I had a great night's sleep here. The bed was comfortable and the pillows were really soft, and I woke up feeling rested and ready for another day. Breakfast is actually included in your stay, and it's served at Restaurant Zambesi. This is one of the standout parts of staying at Matamba and the other hotels in the park. You can actually get there via an indoor corridor, which has a small parkour style play section for kids, which is a nice touch for families, especially if they're having to queue. Breakfast starts from 7 AM, and when I arrived at around 8:30, it was already a lot busier than I thought, with a small queue to be seated and most of the tables already in use. However, things did calm down around 9 to 9:30 as people began heading into the park, so if you prefer a quieter meal, that's probably the best time to go. The dining room is spacious and really well themed, and the spread of food is genuinely impressive and one of the highlights of my stay. There's a live omelette station where you can customise your order, plus a wide bread selection with rolls, pastries, and even little cakes. The hot section had plenty of variety: eggs, bacon, sausage, falafel, Ethiopian pancakes, sweet potato, and even French toast. I thought the mix of classic breakfast items alongside African-inspired touches was a really nice balance, especially for someone fussy like me. Then you've got the deli section with cold cuts, cheeses, and smoked meats, as well as fresh fruit, yogurts, and a small salad area. For those who prefer something simple, there were also cereals available. To drink, you had tea and coffee stations, and also 2 juice dispensers with orange and apple juice. For my breakfast, I went with French toast, eggs, bacon, and sweet potato, plus some croissants and pastries on the side. I also had a mocha and a glass of apple juice, and finished with a fresh fruit bowl. Everything was delicious and freshly prepared. One of the many benefits of staying on site at Phantasialand is the dedicated hotel park entrances. For Matamba, that means walking straight into the African section. From there, you can cross the bridge and join the queue for Black Mamba, which was actually the first coaster to open on the day. The fact I only waited around 5 minutes shows how convenient this is compared to entering through the main gate. On top of that, every guest gets 1 free quick pass per stay, which can be used on rides like Chiapas, Mouse au Chocolat, Talakan, Wingersphere or Force, or Colorado Adventure. And in my case, because I was travelling solo, I actually got given 4 quick passes, which was really beneficial, and it meant that I could get on all the rides multiple times. Now, let's talk price. My one night stay in a standard family room with a park view, including breakfast and the quick pass, came to €168, which is just roughly £147. As I was mentioned, I was staying solo, but if you split that between 2 people, the value becomes even better. This doesn't include park tickets, but I managed to get a deal for tickets over 2 days at around £62. So overall, my stay with 2 full days in the park and everything included cost just under £210. For a themed hotel attached to one of Europe's best parks, I think that's fantastic value. So, overall thoughts on Hotel Matamba. To give you a clear picture, I'm going to rate it across 4 categories: facilities, staff, food, and value. Starting with facilities, the rooms are spacious, clean, and well themed. While they aren't the most modern, everything worked as it should, and the private park entrance is a huge perk. For that reason, I'd give the facilities a solid 4.5 out of 5. Next, staff. From my experience, they were friendly and efficient. Check-in was smooth and service at breakfast was quick, even when it was busy. The staff really helped make the stay feel relaxed, so I'd give them a 4.7 out of 5. On to the food. Breakfast is definitely the highlight here. I'd consider myself quite fussy when it comes to food, and there was loads of options for me, so I'm going to give this a 4.8 out of 5. And finally, value. Considering the theming, the park entrance, breakfast included, and the overall quality, I think Hotel Matamba offers fantastic value compared to many other European theme park resorts. For that reason, it's a full 5 out of 5. Averaging all of that together, Hotel Matamba comes at around 4.75 stars, which is a brilliant score and one that sets the bar really high for future hotel reviews. I'd absolutely recommend Hotel Matamba to anyone visiting the park, whether you're a family, a group, or traveling solo like me. Have you stayed at any of the Phantasialand hotels? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments section below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.